In this video, we're going to be troubleshooting your SCT4000E vertical contact toaster by Star. We're going to run through a few scenarios of what could happen to your toaster and how to address those problems. First will be skipping motors, buns getting stuck, or if your buns are coming out too light or too dark. If you hear this sound and your belt's skipping, there's a few things that you want to check first. First, you want to check your bun adjustment and make sure that it is not too tight. Okay? Next, what you're going to do is check to make sure that your conveyor is fully engaged into your drive shaft here. To do that, you want to make sure that your toaster is turned off and scoot your conveyor all the way to the right. Once you do that, go ahead and put your lid back on and turn the unit back on. There's a few things to check if your buns are getting stuck inside the toaster. The first being is if your conveyor is in place. To do that, like before, just make sure it's scooted all the way over to the control board side. Another thing to check is your bun adjustment is not too tight. If it's too tight, the buns cannot go through and come out on the other side. Next thing to check is to see if your Teflon is clean. If there's carbon buildup on this Teflon, you're going to go ahead and replace this Teflon sheet. Those buns can actually get caught on that carbon. If that's all okay, you want to make sure that this bun deflector is in place. If this piece is missing, the buns will actually get stuck between the conveyor and the platen and will not go through. Next, if your buns are burning or too light, the things you need to check are first is if your bun adjustment is at the right setting. Next, you're going to want to make sure that your temperature is set at your right setting. To check your temperature settings, what you're going to do is hold your settings button and the up right darker button. If that is the correct setting, what you're going to want to check next is your speed. Check your speed. You just hold the settings button down here and make sure that each product is set at the right speed. Another setting to check is if your light and darker settings are in the right place. You always want to have your light or dark settings set in the middle. Sometimes, if you need a darker bun, somebody will set it up and forget to turn it back down. That can cause your buns to burn, and if it's too light, it can cause them to be too light. If you need to change your conveyor belt, what you want to do is first open your unit and take out your conveyor. To take out your conveyor, you're going to pull the handle down and you're going to slide the unit out and up. Once you have your conveyor out, you're going to want to change the belt. Once you have your conveyor out, you're going to want to take the belt off. To do so, you want to make sure that your bun adjustment is all the way to the minimum. And then you're going to want to lock your conveyor in place to slide the belt off. To lock it in place, you're going to want to take these tabs on the side, there's one on each side, and you're going to push it down and lock it in the L. Push it down. As you can see, the belt becomes loose. Put it on the side and just slide the belt off. Put your belt back on, make sure that your unit is still locked. Go ahead and slide the belt over. You're going to make sure that the belt grooves line up into the roller grooves. Once they're aligned, Go ahead and unlock your conveyor. Make sure you unlock both sides. And then put your conveyor back in place. Once your belt is completely on, you're going to want to reattach your conveyor. Pull your lid down. You're going to put your pin on the non-control board side first and make sure that your drive shaft is aligned. Once it's in, you're going to make sure that you scoot it all the way to the control board side and push it. Then you can close it up. If you have technical questions, call technical service at 1-800-264-7827.